Failure is not an option. Managing product testing more effectively. Well, joining us today to speak about that, Tim Walter, Senior Vice President, CIO at Randa Accessories. Tim, welcome.
Thank you, Russell. Pleasure to be here.
Tim, for anybody out there who might not be familiar with the company, with Randa Accessories, just what is the space it operates in? What does it do?
Randa is a men's apparel company expanding into the women's in the accessory space, specifically belts, wallets, luggage, and we're in now cold weather with slippers, hats, and gloves.
And you're operating, what, throughout the United States? Do you operate your own stores? Do you operate within other stores like Macy's or whatever?
We're the licensee manufacturer, so most of the major brands come to us and we make the products for them. We do have some of our own private, but we have national brands, many names that people might know, Dickies, Levi, and some others. But we also have some private ones for Macy's, Nordstrom's.
Mm-hmm. Sounds to me like a fairly complex supply chain that you've got there.
It definitely is, but we keep it quite well under control.
Well, we're going to talk about how you keep that under control in just a moment, because we're going to talk about partnering with NGC. That's a relationship that I think has been going on for about a year or so, if I'm not mistaken. But let's back up and let's talk about the situation that you faced prior to beginning your relationship with NGC and its Andromeda solution. How would you characterize that?
Well, we had started a few years ago, 3 to 4 years ago, trying another solution to look at our quality product testing. Everything is manual today, or was manual before NGC. It was all through spreadsheets and emails and wasn't very efficient. A lot of mistakes, in communications occurred. So we had tried another product and it didn't work where we were looking it to be. We had problems. The application appeared to work in some areas, but not all across the company. So we looked out for a new product, something that would actually bring us together as a company, as we have multiple brands and different product lines, bring us to the ability to have single solution, be able to bring testing, quality, compliance out into the factories, get it as close to the manufacturing as possible. And we found NGC and looked at a number of different products, but they really came to the table with solutions that we were hoping that could solve our problems, and they were able to really provide us those solutions.
Let's drill down for just a moment into the product testing itself. Exactly what are you looking into there? What does that mean?
Well, we're looking at the product, its quality, and making sure the product meets the standards of our customers. Our customers have very high standards. Very well-known American brands here in the United States, Canada, and we need to be able to represent them the best we can, because that's their product. And so we're looking to make sure there's no defects, the quality is there, the different parts, wouldn't think of a belt having many parts, but it actually does, and that we are actually keeping the standards very high.
So I'm assuming that you're utilizing another provider, but it wasn't the best fit, so you must have investigated or vetted several providers before you ultimately went with NGC. What led you to them?
What led us to them is that we put together what we needed to be able to be successful for our customers. And we looked at who is the best provider to meet those needs, who can come to the table with innovative ideas, be able to really say we are the tool that will bring your solutions to the table the way you're looking to do it. And they also came to the table offering us new ideas. So it wasn't just trying to solve today's problems, but also looking at what we're trying to do in the future. And they came to the table with the best platform.
Okay, so you are now utilizing the product testing module of the Andromeda solution.
Yes, we are.
Walk us through that, just specifically, what is it doing for you?
Well, the product testing and the quality, so in our factories overseas and some here in the States and in South America, we're actually testing the product very early in the manufacturing process, checking all the components to make sure they meet the specifications that we define, our customers expect from us, and making the quality up front versus finding out after the fact, after the product reaches the United States or into the stores. We want to know very early on in the supply chain creation process.
So if an important stakeholder, like say the chief financial officer, comes to you and says, look, we've made an investment, serious investment in implementation of this technology, of this solution, define for me, list for me, give me a laundry list of the benefits that we at Randa Accessories are realizing through this partnership, what would you tell him or her?
That's a great question. The first one is the ability to get data in consistently. You know, when you do everything through a manual process, everybody does everything their own way. NGC has forced us to have a consistent data entry, interface and ability to quantify what we're trying to do, which gets us to what is the real solution, the ability to measure, to manage.
So you're telling me that the data management is critical and that has been enhanced considerably.
Considerably, to the point where now we can measure and rate our vendors on how well their quality is. In the past, it was very manual, as I had mentioned, and it wasn't consistent. Now, because of all this that we've done with NGC and the ability of a single tool bringing together our processes, we're able to now actually build a scorecard. That scorecard, which is your question with the CFO, helps us rate many different areas and aspects of our vendors to provide them feedback early in the process of how things are going.
So clearly you now have, I would assume, end-to-end and comprehensive visibility. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it is fair to say. We really actually can say, how did we start the process and where are we at the end?
Well, Tim, relatively young relationship with NGC, but clearly a profitable one. Best of luck to you going forward. Thank you for meeting with us today.
Thank you, Russell. Appreciate it.
It's Tim Walter, Randa Accessories, and talking to us today about the relationship with NGC and its Andromeda product testing module. Thank you for watching.